Greetings and welcome to the Whiskey Lovers Society with me, Gert Retief, and tonight we are talking Port Charlotte SC01 2012. Now, I just did a review about a week ago on the PAC 01 and as you know, I am not a peat lover, but for some reason Port Charlotte has always been a whiskey that I enjoy. Port Charlotte and even Octomore with the high parts per million, the ppms, the phenols, that funkiness of that peat whiskey, and it's a whiskey that I enjoy. And for some reason I don't understand that I've got this hate that hate relationship with Lefroy, especially the 10 years old. So here I am again looking at a peated whiskey. It is bottled at 55.2% ABV, natural color, non-chill filtered, and when they put a little kicker in for me, they do ex-bourbon, ex-sherry, and I finish it with a Sauternes cask. Now they definitely have me at those words. I am a fan of a sherry cask finish, and especially the Sauternes. It is a sweet French wine, and yeah, all that sweetness combined can only mean something fantastic. Well, I hope so. It is a natural color, as I said. I've got some new glasses as well. Picked it up at a brocanter here in Belgium, so a flea market for people that don't know. I paid €1 for this glass. I think it is a really fantastic little glass, little nosing glass. I was super excited. I got 2 of them. Yeah, enough about the glass. So this one on the nose, cheers. Now, before I get into the nose, price-wise, now this is a little bit of a concern for me. My taste buds I'll keep on going looking for something that's a little bit more expensive. When I started this channel, I said €50 maybe is going to be the limit. Then all of a sudden I'm close to the €100, and then sometimes I go 150, and sometimes I try to touch that €200 mark. So this one, it's a real strange one. I looked online and I can find it for 99 up to €150. This is just here in Europe and the UK. If you go on Whiskey Base, they'll give you an average of whiskey prices, and so it is an expensive whiskey. Make no mistake. No, if you have to pay 150 for this one, it is a lot of money. It's 9-year-old whiskey. So I'm not always 100% convinced. If I would buy something like this, I need to be blown away on the nose and of course on the taste as well. So definitely not a cheap one, but on the nose, now the first thing on the label, it says heavily peated whiskey. Don't be fooled with that. If you are afraid of peated whiskey and you are not sure if it's something that you would like to taste, give this one a go. Heavily peated, my ass. For me, it's definitely, there's nothing heavily peated on this one. It is peated, make no mistake. And I think if you never had a peated whiskey, you might think it is a little bit too peated for you. But if I compare this one to the 10-year-old, I think this one has got a little bit more to give. It is sweetish on the nose, so definitely not if you would give this one to somebody, they're not going to say, yeah, definitely sherry cask. But there is this, at the back, you get that lovely sweetness. But it's not a powerful sweetness that you get some of the sherry cask. For me, it feels like that ex-bourbon cask did most of the lifting, and that sherry cask was right at the back, not doing much of the work. And that Sultan cask, I think that came second, with a lovely winey sweetness coming through. Quite pleasant actually. Get a little bit of a vanilla note. I get that little bit of a dessert wine, that Sultan cask dessert wine note coming through. And then I get grilled peaches. If you take half a peach and you cut it and you put it on an open fire on a grill, and you get a grill marks with a little bit of a caramelization going through, and that peachy note, that sweetness of that peachy note coming out. Oh, my mouth is watering already. We have some biscuits in South Africa called zoo biscuits, with a topping, a hard layer, sweet layer with some animal prints on them. It reminds me of that biscuits. And for the people who don't know, I will put a picture up so that you can see what I'm talking about. So, but every now and again I get that lovely sweetness from that biscuit. That smoke, the more you smell it, the less the smoke becomes. It's a hint of smoke for me, but it is lovely. It's no hospital smell for me. That's not TCP. It's a little dusty note appearing, a hint of a caramel coming out, a little bit of a citrus honey note coming out. It is really a stunning whiskey. It is such a light friendliness to it. A little grassy note appearing now, a little cut flower, cut grass, freshly cut grass note. Now that alcohol, 55.2% ABV, you would think that it's going to be a little bit too much. Even with a little agitation, you stick your nose in it, I don't get any of it. It's 9 years old. It smells like a 15-year-old whiskey for me. It smells nice, light, no tanniny, no oaky, overly oaky notes. And just nice and mellow. But of course we have to drink it as well. Cheers. And before I get to that, wow, that is nice. Of course you have to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and of course all the proceeds from my Patreon account. I've got 3 of them already, super excited about them. And there's also a thank you button. Press it, give some money, not to me, it's for children in South Africa. This month we raised 1,000 euros from all my friends here in Belgium. 1,000 euros, 21,000 South African rands, and we could buy so much food for that. So please think about the children, especially if in this season of to be jolly, ho ho ho. If you have a spare euro or 2, click that button and let's donate to the children. So back to the taste. The taste is absolutely wonderful. Now, it was sweet on the nose, but not overly sweet. But if you taste it, that sweetness is the first thing that hit you. Heavily peated? No. For me, it was that sweetness, that explosion of sweetness. And then that high alcohol tends to just disappear. I just want to make sure. Definitely want to make sure. It's super sweet. It's super oily. It's super spicy. That just creates this heat in your mouth. And after you have gone through this wave of flavors, you are left with this lovely sweetness with a hint of a tannin. And then all of a sudden, from that oiliness, you get this dry mouthfeel, you get this warmth, and you get this sweetness, and it's begging you one more sip, just one more sip. Funny thing about the alcohol, even though it is such a high ABV whiskey, I would not add water to it. It is not something that you are going to drink a glass full. You are going to pour yourself a wee dram and you're just going to enjoy it. I have tried a lot of whiskies. A drop or two of water can help open up a little bit of that flavors, but for me it's a flavor bomb already. It is lovely on the nose, lovely on the taste. For me, it's a well-balanced whiskey. I just want to give it one more try, just for the sake of argument. It just feels like it's getting sweeter. There's a hint, just a hint of a tannin coming through. And I think it's quite necessary just to bring the sweetness level a little bit down and give you a little bit of a bitter note, a wee bitter note, just to balance the whiskey a little bit. Otherwise, I think it would have been a little bit too sweet. But definitely that European cask or European oak cask definitely coming through at the end. So definitely didn't expect that sweetness. There's a little bit of an English toffee note coming through, a little creamy English toffee note. Definitely a great winter warmer whiskey for me. And the nose just keeps on giving and giving. And right at the end, everything is done, everything is gone straight down, the warmness into the stomach, you are left with that light sweetness and that little peat note, just reminding you that it is a peated whiskey. Wow, what a fantastic whiskey. I'll just give it one more sip, even at quite a big sip. It is just lovely. I would be a little bit upset with myself if I add water to this one and I just take a drop or two too much. You're going to ruin a really fantastic whiskey. Now, the PAC, I did do a review on it, and I thought maybe do a quick comparison. So both of them are here, PAC, AC. They do like to put the funny little names to it. Not sure, I don't know what it means actually. There's probably some, they probably mean something. I didn't go do the research on that. But for me, the PAC and the AC. Now, the PAC, it's a little bit sweeter on the nose. More caramel notes coming through. On the nose, definitely, I think this is quite pleasant. On the AC, definitely less sweet on the AC. A little more dusty note coming through now. More down to earth. Which is strange. This one, the PAC's got a lot of vanilla coming out now. I'm not even sure if I picked up all those vanillas last time. But they are both really nice and definitely different. There's no mistaking there's a difference. The PAC on the taste. Oh my word, it is really nice. The AC, you can see I'm having a lot of fun with this one. Taste-wise, a lot similar, lots sweetness coming through. Gonna be difficult to pick a winner here. And I must say, it's very difficult, but I think on the nose, the PAC for me is definitely a winner. And I think it's because it's got a little bit of a sweeter nose. But taste-wise, oh, it's very, very similar. And of course, it is peated whiskies, so the little peat can influence side-by-side tasting. But for tonight, and I'm sure tomorrow it will be different, for tonight, the PAC, definitely a winner. So that's me, the Whiskey Lover Society. It's almost Christmas time, ho, ho, ho. If you watch this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I see you next time. Cheers.